Hey there, fellow freaks and freakazoids. Come on in. Welcome to Horror Hotel, where it's time for another look at the world of monster masks here on Creepy Cheapies. Today's Creepy Cheapie is pretty creepy, and it is a cheapie. But first, let me just explain to you that we had to take someone to the hospital. Laura and I had to we took someone to the hospital, and we got separated, you see. And ended up walking. She went to park the car, and I wasn't sure she'd know where to come, and I went out and was looking for. Anyway, I was walking down the hall of this hospital. Found myself walking down the hall, looking around, trying to see if I could spot Laura anywhere or anybody that I know. And along comes this nurse who's got the meanest look on her face, standing there like scowling at me. Looking at me as though, yes, I'm standing in the hallway of the hospital, but she looked at me as though she'd come in and found me standing in her kitchen, you know, and she's like, and she said, sir, can I help you find something? And she said it with that nasty kind of, conviction and that oomph behind it. I don't know why she was so mad at me, but I said, truthfully, I'm looking for my wife. And the nurse just stood there and didn't know what to say. So I said, are you her? And the nurse said, no, sir. And I said, well, then I'll keep looking. And I walked right on by her, and she did not give me any further hassle. And some of you are thinking, oh, he probably heard that funny joke on a television program somewhere, and he's sharing a joke. That was a good one. But those of you who really know me, are saying that really happened. I know that happened just like that. Anyway, let's get on with today's mask, shall we? It's a little ditty we like to call the Cracked Skull. Speaking of hospitalization, I guess that's what made me think of it. I need to get him to the monster hospital because he's a cracked skull. Oh dear. So sad, isn't it? Look at all the crackage going on. Man, he wants to know if it was me that made those nasty cracks. No, I was not the guy making the nasty cracks this time. By the way, that's a black plastic shopping bag stuffed up in there. That's not part of the mask. Do you want me to take him off this thing? You do? All right, I'll take him off. This bunch of junk that I got in here. There we go. That's better. That's just the plain old mask from Immortal Masks, a company that made their name in high-end silicone masks that are like $500, $600, $700. And finally they got around to getting sick and tired of being ripped off and having overseas companies making masks that looked an awful lot like theirs, but very cheap. They decided to go ahead and make latex ones that were affordable to everybody. And if you like cracked skull here, you can score one of these for a neighborhood of $30. What? Really? $30. I did not do anything to this, the paint, and look at the blood. The blood looks great on there. And one thing I especially like is this, this pressure point here, this point of impact. Take a look at that. If that doesn't look for all the world like something very bad happened to this guy. One of the places his skull was cracked. Now, the cracked skull obviously is not just an ordinary skull. He's kind of a corpse, zombie, ghost kind of a skull too. So he's kind of a multi-purpose. It's like tasking. He's a maskataska-aska. What is he? He's a corpse, ghost, a ghoul, zombie, spook, evil spirit. Well, we're not sure he's evil. He's probably not extremely friendly because he's not happy. I mean, you wouldn't be happy with your head broken to pieces like that. Trust me on that one. You would not be happy at all if you had cracks. Now, can you see those? I'm hoping that you'll be able to make out. Lean in real close here. Lean in close to the mask. I'm hoping you'll be able to make out the cracks from, which of course are sculpted, are, dimensional, 3D. I hope you'll be able to make out the cracks from the blood spatterment that's going on. And again, I did not do anything with this guy. This is just how it came right out of the bag from Immortal Masks, makers of the Cracked Skull. And another thing I like about him is this goop in his eye sockets. I don't know if you can see that. Again, lean in real close. Lean in real close to your monitor and look at that. Ah, that's scary, isn't it? Look at those eye sockets with that goop in there. And the only thing I might have done differently if I had been designing this one, the only thing I might have changed is, I don't know about this color scheme, and I know it works because it looks like part flesh and part skull, sort of somewhere in between. You don't know what it is. I might have gone with something weirder like blue or green or just white maybe, because, not because it would really look better, but because I would worry if I used this at Horror Hotel or any haunted house or haunted attraction. You know how people are. Dim. You know, I'm afraid people would come through and think it was supposed to be Sam, the little mascot character from a movie called Trick or Treat. It doesn't really look like Sam because Sam was a pumpkin, but just the arrangement of these features and the colors and the general effect of it, I'd be afraid everybody would say, oh, that's from Trick or Treat, and it would annoy me because I don't like it when people talk like this while they're in my horror hotel, you know. But anyway, I might have chosen a different color. So if you don't want him to be ever mistaken for Sam from Trick or Treat, just for heaven's sake, put a completely different type of costume on him. What would he wear? Well, he looks like he should be wearing a bloody hospital gown, because he looks like he just got out of the morgue. Just got up out of the morgue and went for a little walk. Look at that mug. Man, oh man. So he's a cool one. 30 bucks, and if he's not wearing a hospital gown, he could just be wearing ordinary clothes. Maybe, I think, something old-fashioned. Maybe an old-fashioned suit, maybe like a Victorian era looking outfit with some blood on it, because I think when your head is that smashed up, even if you're a ghost or a skull or whatever he is, Mr. Cracked Skull, whatever kind of skull he is, I think the blood would drip on down just a little bit. You know, head wounds tend to bleed pretty badly. As an expert, I can verify that. But anyway, Cracked Skull, 30 bucks. And now we'll take some viewer mail, although I'm not going to actually open an envelope type of thing. But to answer a question from several viewers, people ask me what I put inside my masks. And recently somebody asked me, what do you think about putting a roll of paper towels inside the mask to stand it up, to use that as a mask stand? And he said, I use that with, I don't know what mask, but he used that. And I'll tell you, I've thought about that and I get it, but there are two reasons I don't like the idea of using a roll of paper towels. Now, yeah, I understand and I agree. It's lightweight and it's just about the right size and the right height, and it's soft. It's not hard as a rock, you know. So yeah, I can kind of see maybe some guys go for that, but I'm not crazy about the process because two problems. One is it's not bottom heavy, and it's very easy to knock over because there's no base down there, and you almost have to like work on it and fasten something broader or heavier to the bottom of your roll of paper towels, because it's not going to stand up, and the least little movement, your mask shelf is going to go like dominoes and they're all going to topple, and you don't want that. And then, as I mentioned, there was another reason. The other reason I don't care for these as mask stands, and I don't recommend using paper towel rolls. The other reason is because if you spill a drink, you won't know where the paper towels are. You'll have to take every single mask in your collection and be like, oh my gosh, which one did I put the roll of paper towels? See, and you'll be taking Frankenstein off the stand and the Wolfman and Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger and all the great masks, and you'll be forever before you finally find which one has the paper towels in it. And by then, the stain might have dried right on your carpet. So, you know, who wants that? I say don't use rolls of paper towels as mask stands. I say use proper mask stands, or stuff the masks with plastic shopping bags if you can find them. And well, until next time, I'm going to get back to this experiment and see if I can get it to stop flickering like that and just stay on the way it should. What do you think, Mr. Skull?